My name is Hershit from Maison Mieko. We are based out of New York, designed by Mieko, if you can see. Mieko is Japanese, born in Miyazaki in the southern part of Japan. And then she moved to New York in early 90s and then studied there for a little bit and opened her first store in 1999 in the city of New York. And she is a fashion designer, very different from what we have right now, which is all home. Some of the products that we have is the lamp that I have over here and a tree, which we are going to discuss in a little bit. The lamp kind of follows her technique and the kind of things she does with textile, very creative. The garment that I'm wearing right now is also her design, and so it's a blend of patchwork and her concept thinking with the art of kantha, which is a traditional art from the region of Bengal and Bangladesh and western and eastern India, where you stitch very fine in a very fine way. We will see some photos later on, and use it to create sort of an identity for the brand. And the more you will see is that in almost all the products that she makes, they are made out of this technique. We use old vintage saris. Now, the sari is a traditional Indian garment worn by women in that region. So we kind of have a program where we collect a lot of these old vintage saris worn by women over the years, and we collect them in one place. We sort them out and apply different techniques with washing and color. For example, in this lamp there is ombre dyeing, like a gradient. So it was hand dyed by someone to form this kind of a gradient, but it is all antique and vintage fabric coming from, again, saris, which is traditionally worn by Indian women, but we kind of use them and give them a new life. And you'll see how in different forms that new life comes along. For example, if you can notice the patchwork on my jacket, it is all vintage fabric and vintage saris patched together in one go. So let's begin. I'm gonna just go through the catalog, what we have, because I think that kind of gives a better idea of what kind of products we make. And so if you can see this tree, it's made out of the scraps that were used to make this jacket that I'm wearing. And you put whatever is left over and build something new. It uses metal wire, but all built by hand. And we also kind of accumulate the same technique and bake wreaths, which do pretty well for Christmas season. And some people try to decorate it with a mirror inside of it, and it kind of looks in a different way, like if you, or like a door decoration for people. We call it, oh, this is one of our shop floors, like a bigger version of this tree. And we call it forever bloom or forever flowers, because you just buy it once and then you can just keep it for forever and they will stay with you. They're all from recycled fabric, so no, there's no different, there's no, it's coming from what we've already used, so it's already in the third stage of sustainability and recycling. The first one was when we used the raw fabric and made, for example, this garment, because as I said, Mieko Mints and Maison Mieko, we are fashion designers first. And then whatever is left over from there goes here. We do different kinds of styles, different, like a smaller tree. It's very popular with hotels and interior decorators for small gifting, also gift shops. The tree is very good for gift shops and gifting. This is a new concept that we designed, where you have napkin rings, the placemats, which we will see next, and the baskets, also made by the same technique. You can also use them as decoration and have the table set up like that, all in one go. So it's use of old traditional techniques, the technique of kantha, which is small stitching together. If you can really see closely, small stitches made by hand to sew the fabric together, multiple layers of fabric together. But it's a different application and a more traditional, rather than a traditional, more contemporary and usefulness of the technique. Um, and That is kind of what gives it a unique identity, because you kind of don't see this kind of application of old traditional techniques that kind of come along and build something completely out of the blue, or out of not even contemporary, I would say, something very unique and first ever done. This is the bowl series. You can hang them, as I said, you can hang them or use them for bread and basket. They are self-sustaining, so there's nothing inside. There's no big structure that kind of keeps them in that shape. They are naturally like that, and also done kantha. This is from our rose series. Again, all these patches are patched together and then hand stitched for them to stay in that shape by kantha. Kantha is the technique that we use. All the artisans that we work with, and all our artisans are women, 100% of them. The technique itself is 400 years old, so it has, even I would say, even greater, even from before. What if you really study kantha? The way kantha used to work was, if, for example, I'm a woman and I have a daughter, and the daughter is getting married into a family, the kantha technique would be done on the sari, or the traditional fabric that was going to be handed over by the mother to the daughter to go to their new house. And that kind of way, they would draw like drawings and draw figurines of nature on the fabrics that would be worn by the by the bride. So that kind of is the starting where the technique really got started. Something very personal, something very touching, and then we use the same technique working with the artisans directly. Now, the thing is that, economic sustainability, where we talk about it, the economic sustainability part is very important here, because we are working with the women directly in the remote parts. So it's if somebody says it's the third world, it is. It kind of really is. If you would try to imagine where they work, where they sleep, these are villages, very deep into countryside, and that's where we kind of work with everything, and these kinds of beautiful textiles where you have different patches all put together, and sort of giving a contemporary new styling and new look. This is our quilts and throws section, also the bedding. Bedding kind of looks like that if you have a look, and all the placement is designed by Mieko and the design team themselves. Just It is all the same technique and all the same artwork, just presented differently or made differently in a different form. And for example, we are also doing a combination of other techniques. Everything hand, though. The sustainability, especially economic sustainability for small artisan, is a very strong point in all the designs that she does, and also craft work over the years. And if you are really looking here, it's a gradient where you can see, but this is the front side. I don't know if you will be able to see that as much, but if you have a look, it's all patched up with different colors of fabric, but in a way that it gives like a gradient ombre. And similar here, hand dipped, hand dyed ombre, and this is the front side. This is the front side, and this is the back side. So you get like a very different style. And coordinated with, all these figurines that are on here are done by hand block by a person. So a very unique way of presenting different techniques together and blending them all together into something new. Similarly, again, patchwork. So you would see patchwork is like a very signature style for Mieko Opens and Maison Mieko design. And that's what we are using in most of the things. Even here, all these different fabrics woven together into patchwork. These are just some styles that we are doing currently. One of the throws, just and just different styles, different throws. As you can see, this one has elongated patchwork, that one has more square, this one has more bigger patches, just a different way and form, and then within that you can create different tones. Just a different. So here again, ombre matched with patchwork. So different techniques. But if you would see, like this is the back, this is the front. Both of them are done separately, but are put together through the technique of kanta again. Let me show you if I can find. These are just some pillows. Different techniques again. All hand stitched, hand done by kanta. This is velvet. So again, velvet with sun dye, and you kind of see what kind of textures it creates. And we have this again, another style, but all kanta. We'll see how kanta is done in a bit. Wavy, which is, so this one is this lamp, same fabric, just a different application. So that also kind of brings in the point of sustainability, where you can use one fabric to make multiple products out of the same thing. Same, just the different pillow section. And here, designed by women, handmade by women. This is how kanta is really done. So you sandwich multiple layers of fabric together, and one person just sits and then they do stitching on it by hand. It takes up to 30 days to finish one piece. So it is a time-consuming process, but it also preserves craft and art over the years, and something that gives livelihood to people where there is nothing going on really, and economic sustainability. Yeah, as I said, after working with Bengal women, Mieko hopes that their tradition continues longer, more than 100 years in the future, and that's like the preservation of technique and sustainability that we are talking about, and also sustainability of the fabric. Because, for example, this sari that this lady is wearing, traditional garment, it's going to be used in our product someday. Just a different application again. This is a tableware collection. Yeah. Similar techniques, just different application of art. So this is tableware. Again, so on the back actually is a linen work, which includes sun mud dyeing, which is a tradition. Usually, if you go to like a hot place where the temperatures really exceed 40-45 degrees, they usually do this kind of dye work where you lay the fabric down and then you put mud on it, and when the mud cracks, you pour the color into it, and it kind of gives you naturally this kind of effect. Again, just same techniques, different application. Napkins, we did these linen napkins with like borders of kanta. Here you can maybe see in the contrast the kanta itself, which is a very nice representation where the base is a darker color and then the lighter color threads really pop out. Again, napkin ring. So as you look at the tree, because they stay forever, there's it's a art piece. Similarly, concept, we also do napkin rings for hotels, and then they have been performing really well for a lot of concept stores too. Similar setup that we talked about earlier. These are the table cover series, actually doing very well in Italy at the moment. And curtains. So as you're seeing, a lot of patchwork, but all stitched together with kanta, the signature style of Mieko. So as I said, sustainability, the saris have been, if you look at the second paragraph, the saris that have become old or in the need of repair are hand selected, and you can kind of see that they are vintage, and then they are put together and given a new life in this age. And the process of becoming the process of vintage saris to become Maison Mieko product, where no machine is used, hence no electricity, and nothing is used, kind of gives it proves kind of the commitment that we have for sustainability. Then we have the economic sustainability aspect of it too, that I discussed earlier. Similarly, different concepts. This is our Christmas collection, the holiday collection, you can say, where we do tree skets for you to put under the trees and put the gifts on it, or stockings. Lighting, as I said, this is lighting again. So different kind. This is a hanging lamp series, um, and just the lighting, different application. You can have like a table lamp, also the lamp for hanging. One thing that I do want to show is in the next slide, all these different styles is again sustainability, where we make kind of the covers of the product where this thing can come out, and you can kind of replace it all the time, and you only have to buy the lamp once and then just replace it with the covers whenever you need. That kind of enlarges the sustainability commitment, that you don't have to really waste time and money on getting new lamps every time you have to have a refreshed look. And that's kind of about it. So thank you very much. My name is Harshit from Maison Mieko. We are located in New York. We have a showroom and studio. We also have a showroom and studio in Paris for European market, and a studio in Tokyo. Thank you.